Good day everyone, I am Paul Sagayo and I am here to present our paper entitled Network-Based Approach to Explore Relationships of Secondary Metabolites and Plants with the 10 Leading Causes of Morbidity in the Philippines. The Department of Health in 2018 identified 10 leading causes of morbidity, which are the diseases tabulated in this slide. Because of these numbers, the researchers were prompted to look into traditional medications which are easily accessible to the masses. There are about 16,690 medicinal plants currently documented in the World Health Organization's database. However, only 60 plants have been studied comprehensively by the Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare, hence the need for this research. In the advent of technology, network medicine creates possible relationships and connections between different subjects, which in this case are the Philippine medicinal plants, the metabolites that they contain, and the diseases that they may possibly treat. Through this, possible drug candidates and even drug repurposing may be established via the connections made by this network. This theoretical study can also complement docking simulation studies, since this also takes into account interactions like protein-protein interactions. In order to create the networks between secondary metabolites and plants, 5 edgeless and nodeless comma-separated values or CSV files were created to correspond with each figure. The Python package NetworkX was used to read the CSV files and create the networks from scratch. Then, the networks are made to look more presentable using the program Gephi. Afterwards, NetworkX was used to provide the centrality graphs such that the degree centrality, closeness centrality, betweenness centrality, eigenvector centrality, page rank, and weighted degree were found. Finally, a bipartite network was created using NetworkX to visualize which plants contained which secondary metabolites. Based on the network of secondary metabolites related by disease treated, the cluster with the highest number of connections is composed of secondary metabolites with effects toward acute respiratory tract infections, each with a different mechanism of action. Carvacrol, unlike any other node on the graph, is special in that it serves as the only link between two otherwise unconnected clusters of compounds. The first group being those that have anti-inflammatory, anti-tuberculosis, and cytotoxic and anti-proliferative effects towards pathogens, and the other group being metabolites that inhibit vital enzymes of acute respiratory tract pathogens. The biggest cluster here was formed by plants said to treat acute respiratory infections. It would be interesting to further study these plants if they can serve as substitutes for one another as sources of drugs or medicine directed at acute respiratory infections and pneumonia. We also observed that some clusters formed could be found in the same geographic region, in this case East Asia and the Mediterranean. Observed in this bipartite graph is that carvacrol is found in both Thymus capitatus and Organum vulgare, both of which are from the Lamiaceae family. We therefore conclude that carvacrol must be further studied, especially since it is able to connect two unique clusters of diseases. We recommend that future studies include a wider array of plants and metabolites in the construction of the network to discover other possible alternatives to disease treatment.